Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my PlayStation State of Play February 2026 impressions. And I at first was just kind of going to lead this, but I think that they did a pretty good job here. Now the thing is, it's now going to be fights for third party kind of stuff that's kind of going on, and there's a lot of interesting kind of stuff that they kind of put out for here. Though there are a lot of things going on with PlayStation's own properties. We got fucking God of War Sons of Sparta side scrolling spin off being out the state of play, and also announcing of the God of War trilogy remake. The Greek one's like, yes, cool. I'm like, alright, now mainly this is for PlayStation at the moment. Okay, evidently they did that at the end, and it was all the long rumored side scroller was the one that was pretty much launched in Shadow Drop, and we got the original voice actor for Kratos pretty much telling about what's kind of going on for it. So I was like, yay, cool. Not that I mind the Norse trilogy or think it's bad in any kind of way. I do like that they continue on the themes of what kind of goes on with it, but it's almost two different kind of genres at this point of what kind of goes on. Also, what kind of action games? It's more kind of heavier, thunkier in the Norse one, whereas in the Greek one, yeah, you kind of had that power, but it's more kind of frenetic, fast-paced, kind of action-y, more along the lines of Devil May Cry versus Dark Souls-esque kind of tactical kind of stuff. Kratos in the Norse one has more weight on him, which kind of makes more sense when you're kind of dealing with heavier kind of Norse kind of stuff. So I'm like, yay, cool. And I at first was like, anything that I can see on Steam? Not yet, but I'll keep an eye on it because I'm like, ooh, definitely be good. Castlevania Belmont's Curse, a new 2D Castlevania game announced. Yay! I like Castlevania games a lot, so I'm like, alright, because I mainly played them on the DS with certain kind of ones. Dawn of Sorrow, Portrait of Ruin. I then also went back and did Symphony of the Night. I like Metroidvanias and everything. In celebration of Castlevania's 40th anniversary, Konami has announced Castlevania Belmont's Curse. This game from Evil Empire Motion Twin is a stylized 2D game that's set to be released in 2026. Oh, Konami not doing a stupid fucking thing. It's like, shit, we'll have to see what goes on. And that's not the last thing. Alright. I'm looking at an article that's got this in different kind of ways. Kenna Scars of Cosmara kicks off the state of play. Let's see. From an animation is from developer Ember Lab. It's a new story. Kenna is an accomplished spirit guide and travels to the mysterious island of Cosmora to seek a cure for her affliction and to reconnect with a friend from her past. When there, she faces a corruption that fractures her staff, and she needs to accept Cosmera's forgotten and dangerous form of spirit guiding that manipulates the elements. And yes, she will be meeting more adorable spirit companions. That's pretty cool. Okay, that sounds actually pretty interesting. I might have to look into that. This is one of the main... I like the God of War stuff, but this was the main one. Saber Interactive announces new John Wick game. Keanu Reeves is back, at least his likeness, in a new, currently untitled John Wick game from Saber Interactive. And we were pretty much told you can, like, wish list it now. And I'm like, alright, what do I put in for Steam? And the thing is, they show cinematics, but then they also show gameplay. And the disparity between the two is not as big as it could be. However, this is just a trailer, and what we get in the finished product might not even be anything near that. But I did like showcasing what the cinematics look like and actual gameplay of first John fighting with just his fists, then fighting with kind of sharp implements, and then going to gunplay. You do need all three. So it'll be interesting to see what goes on here. I'm really excited and hope that this works out pretty well. Created in collaboration between Saber, Liongate, and franchise director Chad Stahelski, the new untitled John Wick game will feature an original script set in the John Wick timeline, expanding on the franchise's intricate lore with familiar characters fans already know, as well as completely new ones, the official description reads. Saber's design will be faithful to the unique style and signature elements of the series, including a distinct gun fu combat system, jaw-dropping camera work, immersive driving experiences, cool, and a variety of memorable environments, all crafted to make players feel like they are in a John Wick movie playing the role of John Wick himself. Set before his impossible task, I believe, if I read other things correctly. Here we go. Another Konami kind of thing. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2 finally frees MGS4 from PlayStation 3 with August release date. Of course, Guns of the Patriot, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, and Metal Gear Solid Ghost Babel to PlayStation 5 on August 27, 2026. So, fans of Metal Gear, there you go. I'm glad that hopefully the ports work well. Because the minute I'm like, it's freed from it, it's like, how so? Because we've also got things that I saw that Capcom has released Dino Crisis 1 and 2 on Steam. However, I'm seeing completely crazy ass shit with the DRM that's going on with it. So it's like, I would be like, oh, I'm interested in Dino Crisis. I would like to look into what's kind of going on with this. Is this ported correctly? DRM is kind of fucking it up, and you actually have to like fuck with the registry stuff. It's not working on Steam Deck either. Yeah, there's issues with that because of the registry shit. So, Capcom, stop. You win some, and then you fucking tape punch yourself, and you're like, why does this hurt? Because you did it yourself, dumb fuck. Alright. Ghost of Yotei Legends DLC will add 4-player co-op to the game in early March. Let's see. Up to 4 players to team up to challenge monstrous, supernatural enemies across multiple modes. Oh, and it will be free to all players in patch 1.5. Very nice there, Sony. Good. Resident Evil Requiem trailer reveals Leon is sadly once again infected. Well, it's Resident Evil, and you're a protagonist, so you kind of gotta get screwed a little bit over. So, okay, in addition, it is confirmed that another familiar face, Sherry, will be part of the horrifying festivities when Requiem is released on February 27th, 2026. Man, I hope that works out pretty well. I'm looking forward to it, but I kind of space things out. Well, not like, you're looking at me like, you bum rush through a lot of weird ass shit. It's like, the thing is, if I go out and get everything that I could feasibly get, or am interested in, it gives nobody, like, things, so I, like, hold off shit for, like, gift shit. But it also works out that most of the gift shit that I've waited out for is a long enough kind of timeline that normally they're patched or pretty much done into a kind of more playable state. But I am looking forward to seeing what goes on with Requiem. Yeah. Saros gets a gameplay deep dive trailer that'll be released on April 30th. That looks kind of interesting. We'll see how that kind of works out for them. Marathon reaffirms March release date with February Server Slam. I mean, stealing work and all the fucking shit. Bungie doesn't... The studio that made Halo was gone by the time that Destiny worked around. I have gotten old enough to know that you are very lucky if you get the same studio people working and making multiple games. And even what Bungie was able to turn Destiny 1 into was pretty much worked out and fucking kicked out and gone because of what the live service model does to people and how you kind of have to have people working and doing kind of shit. So even that, it's like, do not buy... If you go into Marathon, be like, this isn't the Bungie that made Marathon, this isn't the Bungie that made Halo, this isn't the Bungie that even made Destiny. This is some other fucking thing, and Sony's influence is opaque at the moment. We don't know how much they are able to kind of wrangle what's going on. I fully expect them to, at some point, pretty much take Bungie at a loss and dissolve the studio. Because the higher-ups were able to pretty much trick these motherfuckers into buying them. Just like Microsoft buying all these IPs, doing nothing with them, and then closing down the fucking studio. So, what I would recommend, and what I'm going to attempt to do at this point, is to try to find the people that worked at the studios and see what other studios they make, and hope that they could, like, kind of work it kind of together and make some other kind of thing. I'm having leery feelings of what's going on with Obsidian, even though I'm playing Obsidian games, and I'm playing Avowed right now and enjoying it. I would hope that when that studio gets... It's funny. These studios could say that they feel comfortable or whatnot, but Microsoft is a stupid fucking entity at this point. They will kill these studios for no other reason than just to make a line go up that really wouldn't even make the line go up. So watch out for that. That's why I'm like, Bungie, good luck on that. Evidently, the server slam will take place from February 26th through March 2nd. Controlled Resonance shows off an extended look at its gameplay. I have to look into that probably, because I enjoyed Control, and it'll be interesting to go into a more melee-focused one. Look at Dylan Faden, as he has to take on a wide range of preternatural threats head-on, utilizing the environment, deploying extraordinary abilities, and using the raw force of his shape-shifting weapon, known as the Aberrant. Control will be released on PS5 in 2026. Okay. And then we also evidently got to look at 007 for a slight story trailer. So we'll see how that works out. I'm interested in that as well. Beast of Reincarnation release date announced for August 4th of 2026. I'm really intrigued to see how that works out, especially for Game Freak. Hopefully they're able to, if they do expand beyond Pokemon, they're able to have enough people in the studios to devote enough resources for them. Rev Noir is a new RPG from Konami set in a world shrouded in nightfall. Konami has a big... they do have a big presence. I mean, we got Castlevania, we got Metal Gear. Let's see. Announcement was Rev Noir, a new JRPG that is set in a world shrouded in nightfall, which is a natural phenomenon that brings death to those it touches. Unravel the mandate of heaven and weave together the threads of hope in this brand new RPG experience. I am interested. I will look into, even though I don't trust you, Konami, you sons of fucking assholes. Star Wars Galactic Racer trailer confirms the return of another Phantom Menace character. It's like, okay. Not that much into racing games, but it's good to have them, especially around pod racing. I mean, it gives you a different kind of thing to deal with. Neva Prologue trailer, Prologue teases more of the first adventure between Alba and Neva. What is that? Alba and the white wolf cub known as Neva. In this prequel, Alba must earn the trust of Neva and help her through the blighted lands and fight off malevolent, life-giving, flowering darkness. Neva Prologue will arrive on PS5 on February 19th. Cool. Mina the Hollower gets a gameplay trailer and a demo. Slated for spring of 2026, and it was revealed the game will be getting a brand new demo on February 13th. Please, thank you. No! I accidentally clicked on a trailer. I didn't want it to say any fucking thing, because God forbid. No. So that's interesting. More demos, please. Defend against an alien threat in 4 Loop. Upcoming tactical 4-player co-op shooter where you'll need to combine alien technology and human ingenuity to proceed through procedural environments and scrap together whatever you can to win this war. Sounds kind of Left 4 Dead-ish. Might be interesting. Pragmata showing off more of its world and story. That's good. I'm already looking forward to that, so yeah. Death Stranding 2 On the Beach will be released on PC early next month. Yay! So, if you're into that, look forward to that. I'm glad to see more games coming to PC. Hopefully it is optimized and doesn't fork some shit. But also, hopefully, Windows or your operating system of choice and your graphics card of choice, AMD or NVIDIA, because I'm having issues with NVIDIA, just my graphics card crashing for some odd reason. NVIDIA's saying it's Windows. Windows probably will say it's them. Both of them are vibe coding shit out of nowhere and being dumb about it. It's like, I wonder what other problems will occur with this. Yes, I'm still fucking around with Linux kind of stuff, though it is not going well at all. Okay, Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls release date. New X-Men characters announced. Let's see. Will be released on PS5 and PC on August 6th. I don't blame them for just doing that because Xbox is in a corner just fucking crying as Microsoft tries to jizz out AI. It's confirmed that Wolverine, Storm, Magic, and Danger will join the roster as the Unbreakable X-Men. Rayman 30th Anniversary Edition announced, and it launches tomorrow, which is after the State of Play. Let's see. Ubisoft, you assholes. Oh, February 13th. Let's see, there will be 120 additional levels to play, an exclusive documentary detailing Rayman's original creation, and much more. Good luck to you, Ubisoft. It sounds like every other day I'd wake up and find that you're dead. PUBG publisher Krafton finally reveals Project Windless, an ambitious open-world action RPG from Ubisoft's former Far Cry director. Let's see. It is set in the universe of the acclaimed Korean fantasy novel series, The Bird That Drinks Tears. I will be interested in looking at that. It's a single-player, open-world action RPG, and players will become a mighty Requiem warrior and journey across a breathtaking, war-torn world. Ew, that's kind of cool. Now, I know that PUBG is mainly known for multiplayer stuff, but it'll be interesting to see if that kind of works out for them. Dead or... Okay, you put Dead of Alive instead of Dead or Alive. Teases new project. The dawn of a new chapter awaits. 30 years after the... Wow. It'll be interesting to see how that goes on. Dead or Alive 6 Last Round is the definitive edition of the 2019 title. Jesus. Has it really been that long? God damn. Oh, okay. And Legacy of Kain Ascendance, the first new Legacy of Kain game in over 2 decades, is out next month. That's awesome. March 31st, 2026. This game, which is a retro pixel side-scroller platformer where you will play as Kain, 2 forms of Raziel, and Alalith? Yeah. In addition, there will be hand-drawn anime-style cinematics intended to invoke the PS1 era 3D style of the original games. That is pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to that on PC, so we'll see about that. And Legacy of Kain Defiance Remastered set for March 3rd. That's the third one. They did 1 and 2 already. I couldn't find it on Steam yet for the wish list, but I'm looking forward to that. I'm like, yay, I get to play it. Yay. Let's see. And with updated HD visuals, refined controls, and modern camera, Darwin's Paradox lets you become an octopus who wants to find their way back to the ocean. Let's see. Yeah, it won't be an easy journey. Sneak through factories, junkyards, and more to do so. Jesus Christ, what was all the fucking spelling errors? Okay, that sounds kind of interesting. Yako Shinobi Ops aims to redefine Shinobi action. It's a next-gen 4-player co-op stealth experience that redefines Shinobi action. Kind of sounds like the co-op stuff that would have been done in Assassin's Creed, but you're a ninja shinobi, so it could work out. See how that goes. Crimson Moon is a gothic action-adventure RPG that wants you to defend humanity from hell. Liking all the RPGs popping up. PS5, Xbox Series XS, and PC in 2026. Want you to become a half-human, half-angel hybrid and defend humanity from hell's demons, undead, vampires, and hellgrowth abominations. Okay, I'll actually have to look into that, probably. Brigand Abyss is the next entry in the Fantasy War Strategy RPG series. And that's all I've got. And they're still developing, even though they're doing... there's everything kind of done. So, there's a lot of cool stuff. I'm really looking forward to the God of War stuff and the Legacy of Kain. Glad that people have more Metal Gear to kind of work with that, and I might look into that eventually. Liking different kind of new RPG series popping up, and new Legacy of Kain games. The PUBG one I'll have to look into, and the Rev Noir, and the Crimson Moon ones. But there's a lot of different kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, it's got a nice packaging there. However, this is more the kind of stuff that I'm looking into and forward to. So, of course, it would appeal to me. There's not as much kind of cozy stuff, or no, there's fighting stuff, racing stuff. Really no kind of cozy kind of game. So, if you're into the cozy kind of stuff like Animal Crossing, this has nothing for you. And I don't blame you for being disappointed on that. But they seem to have a good mix, heavier more towards RPGs and bringing back certain kind of remastered stuff. But it makes sense because Xbox, you're just counting down what's going to get fucked up and how Microsoft is just going to fuck it up themselves. So it definitely makes more sense for things to be put on more with this. If Steam and Valve get more in, like, if Valve decides to beef itself up a little bit more on that and decide to kind of put things out, I think you would see potentially more kind of bigger names of the third-party kind of realm kind of go with that. But if Valve did that, I would actually prefer them to balance it more and do the kind of indie stuff, kind of like the ID at Xbox kind of shit. Whereas we can get the bigger kind of tentpole kind of ones where Sony's able to introduce it, even though they're going to try and use that to market. It's on PlayStation first, asshole. And it's like, yeah, okay, that's fine, but just show me this shit so that way I know about it. I I was never really one for the console wars to begin with. I just kind of wanted to know what was on each kind of one, and now it's just going to be on every kind of one. Sony's going to be the kind of main one, and Nintendo's going to do what it does. Its hardware is optimized for its games to be fun, and if third parties able to do that, that's good. Especially with like Resident Evil Requiem being able on the Switch too. It's like, yeah. But your big third party ones are mainly going to probably be the PlayStation ones, because that's the biggest kind of console and what they're kind of doing, depending upon what's going to be going on with the Steam machine and how easy it is to play games on that. That's also because of AI kind of fucking everything up. Mainly, Sony's has the most optimized one at the moment, and Xbox is... I don't say that even as to just try and like shit throw at Microsoft. Microsoft has a very bad tendency, as I pretty much had like blinders on because I was happy with my experience with Xbox, even though I got Red Rings of Death and everything, and searching into it, and it's like it had a 50% failure rate at least. It's like, Jesus Christ. They do not stick well with hardware. I mean, they're even kind of fucking up their software at this point, so holy Jesus fuck. Find what you're kind of going for. And I understand, like, digital libraries and all that stuff. It should be more that you buy it and you're able to put it on whatever kind of license you want, because you have a disc, but it's just mainly a thing to get like a download from the internet, which is fucking stupid as shit. That's why you're probably going to see more people go to either Sony or Nintendo, or go to the PC route, so that way they can have access to their games on every kind of different thing. You just wait like 1 to 2 years from what the Sony one is, and I'm glad that Sony's doing that kind of stuff. But I think if you really want to lock in on certain things, your state of play is going to be your best bet, because a lot of things, like Microsoft will try and buy certain things for pretty much third party to be like, hey, look, this is on Xbox. Yeah, that's not really going to work anymore. They're not... It's not like they've immediately become Sega with the Dreamcast, but that's pretty much the level we're at now. They are going to pretty much go third-party route and just pretty much OEM the motherfucking thing of whatever thing and just brand shit Xbox. Like that fucking Asus handheld one that they just put certain Xbox shit on. Yeah, you didn't make that because you fucking suck at making the shit now, even though you got a war chest to be able to do whatever you want. So, I know that sounds weird to be like bashing Microsoft on its kind of shit, but they did a very good PlayStation show here that had, well, I think it's a good show. However, my caveat is there wasn't a lot of Sony stuff there, which is fucking mind-boggling. But the thing is, now they've got to balance out what they're doing now. They fell into the fucking dipshit trap of trying to do live service, and I think they got to reconfigure what they're trying to do, of what they can show, because it's like, oh, is this thing going to be done? Is that thing going to be done? And people are just kind of out of live service. You can only do so many of those, and you only get so much of an audience, and it gets to a certain point where people want to play new games. You don't really get that with the live service, and you don't really want to sink your time completely into a live service. Replaying a game's a different kind of matter. It's like, I'm getting a new experience, or I'm getting a nice, comfortable experience. We want to see new games, Sony. Different kind of franchises. I mean, Ghost of Yotei, good to have that DLC and everything. But most of it is like older ones popping up, and other third-party ones. So if you're like, no, this sucked because Sony didn't show a lot of their own stuff, I actually agree with you on that. I just like seeing the new third-party ones, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know about this. Cool. That's why I like that portion. Sony, however, really needs to get more of their kind of stuff and get more breadth into their lineup. They somehow fell into the trap of just doing the same kind of third-person, over-the-shoulder, Last of Us, God of War, Ghost of Tsushima kind of stuff, where it's like cinematic and to a certain kind of point, and it's like, yeah, that's fine, but like, give us some crazier ass shit. Give us some Jack and Daxter, which I know is like old school as that, but like, Give us all different kind of things. You had your Jak and Daxter, you had your Crash Bandicoot, you had your Spyro, even though I'm kind of linking up platformers now, but geez, they did kind of fall into a platformer kind of trap. Huh. That's another brainwave that goes on with that. Didn't even think about that. No. Sony does have a weird-ass fucking tendency to do that. Yeah, I see some different kind of weird-ass shit. They've tried to do shooters, but Xbox was able to lock it in with that. And they tried to lock it in with Call of Duty, and that didn't fucking work out for shit. So, we'll see what kind of goes on. Hopefully we get more variety from Sony, and I like seeing a lot of the third-party ones. So those are my impressions on the State of Play. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.